You're listening to the 1 Minute Writing Tip, a podcast that gives you tips on how to overcome writer's block, overwhelm, and self-doubt. Learn how to accomplish your God-given book idea, even if you're a busy mompreneur, confidently publish to bestseller, and use your book as a tool for impact and for purpose. We have a variety of episodes with interviews from best-selling authors in the industry, experts who have tools and tricks to help you succeed, and of course, recommendations from me, your host, Caitlin Silva. You can find even more resources on wewritebooks.com, where you can also take advantage of your complimentary bestseller assessment to get a step-by-step roadmap to accomplish your bestseller and beyond. So let's get into today's episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 1 Minute Writing Tip podcast. Today, I am featuring Ray Comeau. Ray is the author of What Bad We Do, Don't Ever Cross That Line. 31 problems all of us need to know and never do to others, which sounds really interesting. Ray really believes that the ultimate goal is to focus on, passing on to the good side and not the wrong side, of course. And Ray is also one of the authors in the #1 bestseller, Leap of Faith, which just recently came out, which is an amazing piece as well. So I am excited to talk to Ray today. Ray, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Caitlin. Thanks you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. So will you just kick off by talking about, your own personal journey of how you got to where you are now and what really inspired you to be a part of these books that you've been involved in?
Caitlin, I cleaned houses and offices for 34 years, okay? And the week I was retiring was the week I got the calling to write a book. I had been talking, I had received my first calling in 2010. Believe in Me was right there in front of me. So I know there's a physical presence I know that I received. And then 5 years later, I'm retiring and I'm talking to a customer friend. And I mentioned it to him and he said, Ray, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with it? I said, what do you mean, Pete? He said, Ray, you received a gift. Caitlin, it felt like I was like smacked on the face, like an awakening. And I said, oh my God, Pete, you're right. And I believe God knew I wasn't ready those 5 years. That day I retired, I'm ready. But the very week, he gave me the sign. Next day I had the book in mind. 2 weeks later, I had my website name, all right, or oursoulsdirection.com. I believe the book he wanted me to write this book to bring out, to remind people the bad things that they've done, that they've crossed the line, and to remind them that they need to ask forgiveness. So you can still come back. Some people take that bad road, they get on the wrong side and they stay there. So so he wanted me to remind them. So I started writing the chapters that I'm involved in, that I was guilty of, and all the others, lying, swearing, bullying, human trafficking. All 31 of my problems are hooks for today. They're there that we do every day. Bad. Pornography. 20% of couples today need pornography to have sexual relations. So it's a very well needed book. So now I'm just promoting it, and I'm going to start speaking. It's been a journey. I believe God gave me a calling, okay, a destiny, and now I've lived the destiny. Now I'm going into the calling part of my life. So life's not over. And writing, I found out at age 50 I have ADHD. Terrible thing to have when you're trying to write a book. The question to people is, write 3 things down that you want to do today. Start doing number 1. Never go to number 2 until you complete number 1. That's because people have 5, and I've done the same thing. You have 5 things to do, none get done. Complete 1 before you go to the next. That's what you need to do. I've seen that written, but I need to promote that. I promote that in a couple of books, that you need to finish. You need to finish 1 before you go to 2. So it's like it'd be like writing the second book before you finish the first. So it's well thought of. I believe in my heart that I'm here for a reason. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I love what you shared. And I agree with you. I think that there are so many things that people struggle with, and there's those challenges underneath the surface, and just those things that they kind of get swept under the rug, and people like to pretend like they're not there, or they don't want to talk about them, but really those things do need to be talked about. They do need to be addressed, and they need to be dealt with in the right way so that people can overcome those challenges and those struggles and those things they've been through and deal with them in a healthy way, and ultimately get right with the Lord and start walking according to that calling that they've been called. And I love that you're doing that now, and that you ultimately took that leap of faith, even though it was, you weren't ready or whatever. It was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I love that you shared that. I think it's so important for people to recognize God has designed you for that purpose. And at some point you have to say yes to what God's asking you to do.
You have to be open to his suggestion. It's there. I believe I'm not the first. I'm not the only one. But I believe a lot of people don't recognize it. They say, "Oh, no, that's not for me. That wasn't for me." But he was there. He's there. He tries to talk to us. You got to be listening. You have to be listening.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so share a little bit more about how things have progressed for you now since you took that step and you wrote that book, and now you recently have written that chapter in Leap of Faith. So share a little bit more about that journey for you and what things look like for you now as you are pursuing that calling.
I'm in 4 other books, okay, that are all bestsellers. Even not mine, I have to work on. Mine is a little different than others. Speaking. Some people speak and then they write a book. Some people write a book and then they speak. Well, I did the writing the book. Now I need to speak. That you need to get. It's the most important way to get your message out, and most possibilities of reaching a far-reaching audience. So I'm going to have my book translated to Spanish. I'm going to start. My chapters are dramatic. Okay, we're in a bad place. Okay, it's a me generation. Okay, that I don't want to be with nothing else. Okay, get God out of my way. I want to do what I want to do. Well, guess what? When you go to knock on the door to get into the next life, you're going to be standing there. Okay, you better be prepared for hot weather. have your cream sun cream tanning lotion on, because you're not gonna go. I think some people can ask forgiveness, and I'm not judging, but some people can ask, but some people won't, and some people just have gone too far that they're not going. It's bad. It's a real bad sign right now where we are. We've crossed that line. We moved the line to feel more comfortable about our life. That's not the way it is. Sacrifice our morals for lesser values. No. Come on. We have to stand true. Stand true.
I agree with you, Ray, but I also want to say for the listeners that, regardless of where you are in life, if you feel that tugging from God to turn back to him and to make things right, it's never too late. While you still have breath, you're never too far gone, and you're never so far and so broken that God cannot come in and fix things. But you do have to get before God, and you do have to, give up those compromises and that morality and seek after what pleases God. And that's so important.
Yeah,
so
true, Caitlin.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to ask you too, as you have written all these different, you've been parts of these different books and you've written your own, you kind of mentioned one thing earlier about, write the first one before you go on to the second one. And you shared about that. So what other tips would you have for aspiring authors who especially feel like they have this story that God's given them to write, but they've been putting it off, they've been waiting for the perfect time, or they just have felt like there's all these different things that keep coming up that are preventing them from doing it? What would be your advice for them?
Look for collaborative books to write in. I believe that you find you don't have to write a whole book. You can write a chapter about what you want to write about, and start that way. That's starting small, and work your way up to writing your own book. I think that's, and plus you get these JV partnerships. Okay, other people using other people's audiences to increase your own. So that's I see that as a great way to get involved with others, and put your words on paper. Okay, put your words to paper. A lot of I met people at the airport. Okay, one lady she was about 65, 70 years old. Oh, I've got so many papers at home about a book I wanted to write. I said, well, why don't you finish? Well, life gets in the way. I said, well, you're older now. I said, don't let life get in the way. You're still young enough. Write that book, put it in words, put it on paper. And I think you'll feel better. You'll have something to do. You know, some people are looking for something to do. Write a book. It's a perfect way. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Thank you for what you shared, because I think so many times, to your point, that everyone lets life get in the way, and it's, I think it's so easy to feel like writing your book, the one that you know that you're supposed to write, or that it's meant for something more. It's so easy to put it off and think that it's the last of your priorities. And I think people don't realize that by writing the book and by being obedient to that calling, that you're actually opening up yourself to be used by God in powerful ways. And you're also putting something out there that's going to help other people in ways that you never imagined. And I think, you know, we've already experienced that so much. For example, and you know, the Leap of Faith book, we've already seen so many testimonials coming in of people who, you know, have had impact and have shifted lives. And I'm sure you've also had testimonies like that from your other book about the problems that all of us need to know. And you know, and you just never know how your book is going to change someone's life and ultimately point them in the right direction. And so putting that off is holding back from that change.
If I may, real quick, Caitlin.
Yeah.
I've been married 29 years, and 28 years ago, 27, my wife bought me a medal. Okay. And I kept it in my pocket for all these years. Last year, I said, I never really looked up, okay, what the meaning of the medal was. This is a medal of St. Gabriel. Okay. I'm going to show it to the audience. Okay. You know who St. Gabriel is? What Gabriel did? I looked up on Google, the messenger. Gabriel is known as the messenger. He was the one that told Mary that she was with child. So, but it's been in my pocket all these years. So it's been coming. It's been my destiny, you know, as far as it's come, it's here. So I just wanted to bring that out.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, God works through even the most unexpected things. And like you shared earlier, he's always speaking, and we just need to learn to listen and not be trying ourselves to speak so much.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So do you have any upcoming projects or things that you would like to share about?
Wow. Speaking, next year I'm going to be going. I mean, I'm going to be gone. I hope to be on the road. Okay, a little to get out there and reach an audience. I'm going to be doing videos. I'm going to do all the videos of all 31 problems. I'm going to put on video, a 5-minute clip on YouTube and Facebook. And the videos are a big sign today. Little short ones. I gotta learn about Instagram, the little clips, the little 5-minute clips I have to do. Boy, another book. If I told my wife, not another book, but I'm gonna have it ghostwritten. Okay, why we do the bad we do. So that's coming. That'll be out in who knows, next year. So there's a lot. There's more coming. Yeah, I'm still here.
Absolutely. You still have work to do as long as you have breath within you, right? So
that's right. And I keep getting that kick in the butt from the guy upstairs. He keeps touching me. He keeps touching me.
Yeah, well, I love that. I can't wait for those videos. So, you know, you're welcome to let me know and keep me in the loop when they're coming out. I think those will be very valuable and helpful for other people who maybe they won't read the book, but they'll watch the video, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or see the video and want to read more about, what's in the chapter, what's in the book.
Yeah, absolutely. So if people are listening and they're thinking, wow, I love what Ray is doing and how God is using him, I'd love to be a part, or they want to see the videos or they want to connect with you, how can they do that?
They can go to OurSoulsDirection.com. Our Souls. I had that 2 weeks after I started writing my book. And I've kept it, that some people say, well, what's that have to do with, I said, it has everything to do with my book. It has everything to do with it. So OurSoulsDirection.com. The title, the channel on YouTube will be Raymond Comeau, Raymond G. Comeau. So that'll be on Facebook and LinkedIn also, and YouTube. So you can find me there. I hope everybody come and leave me a comment. Leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. Okay, I need comments. Something this important is very needed, the comments, so I can get back. So what you don't like or what you like. So
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think that personal touch is so needed. The more that we get into, the AI and just that kind of digital and social media and just everyone's kind of disconnected
yeah,
from that personal touch. I think that's so valuable.
yeah, no,
So,
you can't. AI can't leave a comment, a personal comment. I
right.
hope. I hope not. I mean, if when the day they do, that's when we're really in trouble.
Right. Well, for all my listeners, if you want to learn more about Ray and be a part of what he's doing and check out his books and other things, I do want to encourage you guys to do that. I'll leave all the details in the description for you guys as well as his links. And so, yeah, Ray, thank you again so much for joining me. It's really been great to have you.
Caitlin, it has been a very, very good pleasure. Okay. And good luck with the homeschooling.
Yes, every
There's
day.
a challenge. There's the other challenge in life.
Yes. Well, the Lord gives me grace and I'm grateful every day. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Ray.
That's it.
Yeah. So for all my listeners, thank you also for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, let me know in the comments below, and of course, leave a review wherever you're listening from. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much again for tuning in to the 1 Minute Writing Tip podcast. If you've been someone who has wanted to write a book for a long time and you'd love to just have some help mapping out step by step what you need to do to accomplish that goal, go to wewritebooks.com/I2 as in the number 2, P as in print, and you can get yourself the book Idea to Print, which is literally the step-by-step roadmap to finally kick a writer's block's butt and accomplish your best-selling book. And I would love nothing more than for you to be able to see that dream accomplished. And of course, you'll have to let me know when you do that so that I can celebrate with you. Don't forget to like and comment below the episode, and I will see you on the next one.